My viewers and subscribers have let themselves be heard on the community poll, and today we're at Montgomery Lake in beautiful Humboldt, Missouri, but it might as well be Camp Blood, because today we're going to talk about Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. If you guys recall, back in January, I did a review for Vanishing Point, and you might recall that my friend Trevor here actually wanted me to review it and actually sent me the DVD. And I've actually got a treat for you today, Trevor. Do you have a copy of this movie?
I do not.
Okay. Well, I autographed this for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, what'd you pay for this? $18?
Yeah.
It's probably worth about $8 now. I devalued it with my. So.
Thank you very much.
So there you go. And that was a great movie. Be sure and check out that review. Check out the movie. At the time, I don't think it was on YouTube, and so we got the DVD. Yeah, definitely check that out. What are we going to talk about today, Trevor?
Friday the 13th.
Part 7, The New Blood. So yeah, you guys voted on a poll and decided that you wanted me to talk about this, and so Trevor was coming in from Nevada, and I'm like, hey, you want to get together and do one? And it's like,
might as well.
Yeah.
Never done it, but here I am.
Now he's a YouTube celebrity, so yeah, all 80 of you are going to see this. So, so as far as the plot for Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, you've got Jason Voorhees, who's been at the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake for years after the events of Jason Lives. And there's this young girl named Tina, and they live there on the lake, and her dad is actually beating her mom, and so she runs and gets in the boat, and as he's trying to stop her, she ends up killing him on an accident with her telekinesis. So we fast forward 10 years later, and Tina's now all grown up, and her mother, played by Susan Blue, who you might know from all kinds of 80s cartoons. She was like a voice in My Little Pony, and she was the only female Transformer on the entire show. They're going back to the spot where all this happened because she's so heavily traumatized by what happened to her father, and she's found out she's got these telekinetic powers. And her doctor is Dr. Cruz, played by Terry Kaiser. Do you know what Terry Kaiser was in?
I do not.
Can you imagine him with dark sunglasses and kind of flopping around? He's Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, really?
He is.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's probably his most best known role. But in this movie, he's really despicable as Dr. Cruz. He does a great job in this, for the most part. But anyway, so they're going back to the scene of the crime, and he's pretty much, you can tell from the start, he's using her for financial gain. And he doesn't really care so much about her well-being. And so they get there, and there's these kids in this party house across the lot there, and they're just having fun, waiting for this guy. I believe his name's Nick, and it's his cousin's birthday. And of course, she ends up summoning up Jason, so his cousin never comes. So that's pretty much the plot of this movie. Trevor, what are your thoughts on Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood? What you like, what you dislike?
So the plot is amazing. It is just horribly executed. Honestly, I tried to rewatch this whole movie. I couldn't do it. I could not make it. The plot is excellent. It's just so poorly put together, and the kill scenes they're just almost non-existent.
Yeah, this movie has some amazing ideas of kills.
Yes,
like the sleeping bag scene where he gets that girl. This thing was neutered by the MPAA, and I think he actually slammed her up against that tree several times, and they had blood dripping out of the bag. There's the scene where the token black couple in this movie, they're in this van, and the guy's name's Ben, and Jason crushes his head, and there's blood that comes out and everything. Originally, there was supposed to be cottage cheese and everything put in there, and it was just nasty, and they were going to give it an X rating, so they had to cut that out. Is the sleeping bag probably your favorite kill?
It is the best. By far the best.
I've got 3 that I really like. I like the sleeping bag kill a whole lot. It's probably 1A. 1B for me is Melissa, the bitchy one. Yep. She's got the hots for Nick, and she's yelling at the two of them, and she's like, F you guys too, and goes out the door, and Jason's waiting for her, and he cleaves her in the face with that axe, and then takes her and just brutally throws her over the TV. I love that. That is amazing. And then the other one that really makes me laugh is when he gets the black girl with the party horn, and it goes honk. That scene almost makes up for it. But yeah, the kills in this thing were really neutered, and all I can think about is what could have been with this thing. So as far as the main characters, who did you like and not like?
I love to hate Tina. They could have done so much with her character. They did not develop it at all. It's you have these telekinesis powers, and where did they come from? Where are they going? What can you do some good with them? Bad? Like instead, it's just like a typical teenager going through teenager problems, and oh, by
Yeah,
the way, I can also do this.
yeah, yeah. There's some issues there. I do like some of the things. She beats the crap out of Jason in this thing, and that's the best thing she does with her powers in this movie. She poor Kane Hodder in this thing. To me, he's the star.
Yes.
And when I think about what I like about Friday the 13th Part 7, Kane Hodder, it was such a good stuntman. He takes so much abuse in this movie. She electrocutes him in the mud puddle. She hits him with the Home Alone swinging light, and he goes through the stairs and into the basement. And she hits him in the face with nails in the basement, sets him on fire. And what at the time, I don't know if it still is, was like one of the longest burns on an actor. And I love the slow mo, and that's really cool. She literally almost killed him in this movie when they did the collapsing roof scene on him. That almost got him, and I believe he actually suffered some burns on his neck and chest.
Oh wow.
From just how long he allowed himself to be burned in there. So bravo to Kane Hodder. So as far as some of the other characters, I like the idea of the character Melissa. I don't think she had enough to do. I love just how rude she is to everybody and just uses people to try to get with Nick in this movie. Dr. Cruz, what did you think of the way that character was developed?
He was an interesting character. Once again, like all the other characters, they could have went a little bit further with him.
Yeah.
Overall, he was probably my second favorite. Obviously, Jason was the star.
Dr. Cruz in this movie, I like just about everything about that character except for his death. I do love Jason. This is, I believe, the only motorized kill he has in the history of the franchise, where he takes that weed whacker with the blade after him. But when he gets him in the chest, his eyes like cross, and it looks stupid. I wish they would have took a second cut at that, but it is what it is, I guess. And of course, for those of you who aren't new to Drew Reviews, you know that around my 10th episode or so, I did a location video that I'd filmed back in 2018 at this location. So at the end of the video, I'll put that up in the corner, and you guys can click on that and check that out. It was actually 30 years after they had filmed it in 1988, so that was kind of cool.
Where was it filmed at?
It's like Baymonette, Alabama. It's right
thought.
outside of Mobile. It actually, like a lot of it actually kind of looks like this behind us. Just we're kind of in a swampy, shaded area right here on the end of the lake. But yeah, a lot of it's like that Spanish moss and stuff. Pretty cool. I actually walked around the site trying to find remnants of a house that was blown up in the movie. It's long gone. There was nothing. We did find I didn't put it in the video, but my son found a BB gun that somebody had just left there. And we got to walk the trails and everything that Jason's chasing them on. As a matter of fact, if you actually go to that location, where they filmed this movie, it looks really big. It's like all in like a 1 or 2 acre spot.
Oh, really?
So overall, I think I like the movie a little bit more than Trevor. We'll see. We're getting ready to rate this thing. As far as what I would rate it, I'm going to go a 6 1/4. I think that's the absolute highest I could rate this. I have fun with it. It's a fun movie. It's deeply flawed. It has its issues for sure. Tina and those teenagers being one of them. But I can appreciate it enough. I think 6 1/4 is good. I think on IMDb it's a 5.3.
Yeah.
And I'm usually about a point higher than them. So that's about par for the course for me. What do you think?
So I'm going to be nice and give it a 5. It's a great story. It's just horribly executed. And, you know, they were tied down with the kill scenes. Like, this is a movie that I would love to see remade.
Yeah. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a director's cut. Somewhere the footage is out there. They've not released it. I've seen bits and pieces of it on documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Well, that about wraps it up here at Montgomery Lake, aka Camp Blood, for the day. Up next, you guys, there was a 4-way tie on the last poll. So I'm just gonna go through and do them all. You guys want to see them, so we're gonna do Cobra with Stallone next. So yeah, be looking for that. Be sure to like and subscribe. And to quote Crazy Ralph, Until next time, you're all doomed. All right. That's plot enough. They've seen this.
And they did vote for it.
Yeah. Some of these like screamers, it was like 10 minutes of plot I had to talk about. That was coming out Friday. It's like, man, this video's long. Anyway, I'll let you talk. I promise.
No, that's fine. I'll
Yeah, she's pretty whitey.
I like that.
Yeah.
Tina's awful.
Tina is pretty awful. She's just so weepy. It's hard
Yeah.
hard to get behind her. But that character has to be. But it's just it could have been
Could have
done.
been so much better.
It could have been better. Yeah.